The Osiris Bazaar is here. The new resource event from Lilith. Let's check it out. Let's see if it's worth it. This event is going for 12 days, a total of 2 weeks. And you can buy resources using your clam keys. The same thing you use for the Fountain of Dreams. Or you can sell them for gems. And you can see I have gem offers up right here. The amount is very small. You can only get 1,000 gems from this per week. But somebody in your kingdom, I believe, I don't know if it's global or if it's in the kingdom, has to buy these resources from this tab right here. And you can see I've already bought resources because for me it's worth it, and I'm gonna get into if it's worth it for you later. But the limit also per week is this right here, 500 million of each, but 250 of gold, and 8,000 clam keys you can spend per week. And since it's 12 days, you can get it this week and next week's reset, assuming it resets the same thing as the VIP shop. So you can get it twice total, and you can spend 16,000 clam keys total. You can sell your resources for 2,100 gems. So let's get into the math. At first we have the cost here, of course. We have the resources, the amount you get, the clam keys, and then how much it is in money. This money value is based on the regular bundle for $100, where you get 30k clam keys. So we can see the clam keys per dollar right here. It's 300 for the regular bundles. Then for the first purchase bundles, which are only one time, so you cannot buy those indefinitely, not like those. It starts with 400 because it just doubles. And then the best thing is 50k, you get 500 clam keys per dollar. Then we just take the price for a billion resources very simply. We take the cost of the clam key, we divide by the clam keys per dollar, and we multiply by 100 because there's 10 million resources in a billion 100 times. And we get the cost of food, wood, stone, and gold. And for gold, it's 80 clam keys and not 40. So the cost is twice as much for a billion. And we just take the total. And if you think about whether it's worth it to buy this or not, you can just compare to the resource sellers on Discord or wherever in your own kingdom. And if they, let's say they sell for 35 and this is not worth it. If they sell for 50, only these are worth it. But keep in mind, you can only spend 8k per week. Inside this event instance, you can only spend 16k clam keys total. So if you buy this, for example, for 100 grand for 50k clam keys, you can only spend a third of those on this event in particular. You might say, okay, I'm going to spend them on the Fountain of Dreams, or I'm going to wait for the next one. But if you do that, just keep in mind, you cannot spend them all. You can only spend 16k. They say within a given season, the price may vary from event to event. So next event, it might be cheaper or it might be more expensive. I'm assuming it's going to be cheaper because these prices are not very good. But the prices in each instance will remain consistent. So we'll have these prices for the next 12 days. And after that, we don't know when it's returning. I'm going to put it simply again. You check the price on the right? You compare it to your sellers in the kingdom. So let's say my resource sellers sell for 45. They sell a billion each. So I see these would be worth it to buy for me, would be worth it to spend this. But keep in mind, if I buy the 50 or 100, I can only spend 16k of these 24 or 50k. But if I buy this, I can spend them all. I get a better price than on Discord, for example. So this is very individual. It depends in your kingdom. If you're KVK1, KVK2, KVK3, Seas of Conquest, if you're an Imperium. The resource prices are very different, I know. So just compare to your own kingdom and check if it's worth it for you. And then let's get into the gems when you sell it. So this is the gems per $100. And it's a simple calculation again. We take 100, which is the dollar value. We divide it by the cost of a billion resources. For example, for food, it's $8. And we multiply that by how many gems you would get if you would sell 1 billion resources of the type. For food, wood, and stone, it's 5k gems. And for gold, it's 10k gems. And you can see you get for $100 of selling. For the best tier, you get 62,500 gems. So if you were to buy these clam keys, right? Again, keep in mind, you can only spend 16k. You would be able to purchase these for the equivalent of $40 per billion resources. And then sell them for gems, the same resources, for 62.5k gems per $100. And the regular bundle gives you 30k gems per $100. So this is about twice as good as a regular bundle. And if you want to compare to the weekly supply, you're getting 217,000 gems, which is the 19.5k you get usually, the 2.2k you get at the start. And then it costs $10, so we just do it times 10. Where is it? Okay. So it costs $10, we just do it times 10. Then you get this gem value. So this is about a third of the value of the weekly supply. It's your own choice if you want to sell these. For me personally, it's worth it. So if I set them for sale, I think they really have to adjust these limits. They need to give us like 500 million is too low. I mean, if the event was around 24/7 and you could always buy resources, this might be fine. Maybe they're gonna make it around 24/7. Maybe it's gonna be like a regular thing. It's gonna be the tab here. You can buy a resource every week. But I think like maybe 3 billion each. It depends on the kingdom, right? If you're in DC, you don't need the resource. If you're in Imperium, you need a lot of resources. I think the price also needs some adjustment. I think the selling price for gems is fine. But the problem is that only the first purchase bundles are really worth it, and those are limited, of course. And if Lilith wants money from their Krakens, need to adjust the limit, and they need to adjust this price right here. This should be 40. They should halve the price, almost half the price, and the first purchase bundle should be very cheap, because the regular bundles is where they make most of the money. From their Krakens, from their whales, that's where they make most of the money. And the Krakens or whales, they're just gonna hit the limit anyway. They're still gonna buy the resource on Discord, they're still gonna use third-party sellers. They're not gonna use this to supplement all the resources, especially not the Imperiums, where most resources are bought anyways. So that's all for today. Thank you guys for watching. Just a quick video, whether it's worth it or not, and see you next time.